Человек видит мир трехмерным.
Humans see a 3D world. They can easily estimate the distance to the object and the depth of the scene. But traditional machine vision systems are able to capture flat images only. Only in recent years, new techniques and systems were developed that could operate with the 3D images. Vocord telecom company came to the forefront of the 3D model reconstruction, and the first task it solved was 3D facial recognition.
One pair of cameras reconstructs the left half of the face, and another pair the right half. And after that, the two images are stitched together, so we have a complete 3D model of a person's face, no matter which way it was turned against the camera.
Their system can recognize a person who goes by not looking in the camera. Neither glasses nor beard or smile prevent the recognition. It simplifies the work of security services and eliminates difficulties which people face while passing control. They don't need to stop and stand still in front of the camera. The ability of the system to accurately analyze facial expressions gives an opportunity to use the company's technology for a lie detector based on contactless 3D technology.
We don't jab needles into the person's body. We don't implant electrodes in the brain. We just watch the facial expressions, the movement of the eyes. So accurately estimating these parameters, we can in some ways replace the traditional polygraph. The first major success in pattern recognition should be credited to the Russian company, David Yang's company, ABI, whose team developed a system of intelligent character recognition.
The main trend of activity of the Vocord company is the development and manufacturing of professional security systems based on surveillance and video analytics. The history of this high-tech business began in the 90s, long before the emergence of 3D technologies. In those days, the graduate of the Moscow Institute of Physics and Technology, Dmitry Zavorykin, noticed the challenges companies face when handling the large amounts of audio data, especially phone calls. Tape recorder reels were then used for information storage, but it was expensive and not convenient. Zavorykin decided to develop a specialized equipment that could save the calls on hard disks.
So we found a simple application. We could just take a computer board that would allow us to digitize an audio signal and use it to make a virtual tape recorder that would be 10 to 100 times cheaper than regular multi-track decks. We did that, and our first shipment was just such a multi-channel recorder.
The first buyers of the automatic call log were commercial banks that purchased the products of the Vocord company for recording the conversations between clients and staff. The audio recording systems became the basis of the financial independence of the company. They were developed throughout the years, but customers who installed the systems back in the 90s still use them. Steady sales allowed the company to invest money and efforts in new venture developments, but not all of them were a success. The development of IP Gateway, the device that transmits a phone call over the WAN, ended with a failure, though the Vocord company pinned great expectations on it.
At last, our IP telephony began to work. At that time, we had a potential Korean partner. We invited him to Moscow to finalize the negotiations and demonstrate our technology. But there was only one problem. It didn't always work. Sometimes there was no sound at all in one direction. Naturally, we tested the equipment 10 times before the demonstration and everything was fine. But the 11th time, when we called our future Korean partner, as it turned out, of course, it didn't work. There was no sound. What saved us was that there was no sound in my direction. So I didn't hear him. But we had a small office and the door was open, so I could hear what he was saying through the open door. That's how I could maintain a meaningful conversation.
The next step in the Vocord company's evolution was the development of the closed-circuit TV surveillance systems. And from the very beginning, the company focused on development of multi-channel high-definition video surveillance systems.
We had a very strong engineering team, and we were looking for applications for our efforts. Historically, we worked on media data processing. First, it was audio processing, and then we switched to video, which was a much more difficult task.
Despite the fact that the surveillance systems developed by Vocord outperformed the competitors, sales were low. The interface shortcomings did not allow the customers to assess the benefits provided by the Vocord solution. But the company overcame that too. At the turn of the century, the growth of computer capacity led to the situation when the systems of the Vocord company were in high demand, and the company company took its rightful place in the CCTV market.
This is what we started with, and this is what we've reached. The board was the size of a small airfield, and this is a modern board. This board is twice as productive, and you can see how much they differ in size. Well, it's clear that the technology moves forward. Moore's law is valid.
Moore's law is named after Intel co-founder Gordon E. Moore, who described the trend in his 1965 paper. According to this law, the number of transistors incorporated in a chip will approximately double every 2 years, which means explosive growth in microprocessor productivity. Today, Vocord is a fast-growing company that sells its solutions to large companies and even whole cities. There is a system, Vocord Phobos CTI, that works in call centers of Megaphone company. The system of recording telephone calls, Vocord Phobos Audio, is installed in the ambulance service in Moscow. Geographically distributed CCTV surveillance system Vocord Tachyon under the federal program Safe City is deployed in Ufa, Khabarovsk, Samara, and other cities of Russia. The partner network is the basis of the business model of Vocord.
In addition to supplying hardware and software, we offer a range of related services. Technical support. We help our partners to solve their technical problems, and often we do it for free, because we want the pilot projects based on our equipment to be successful.
Before 2011, the company has never attracted venture capital nor taken loans, but this year, as many as 2 venture capital funds, as Group Ventures and Leader Innovations, established with the participation of the capital of Russian venture capital, decided to invest in the company.
We view the Vocord company as a future great player in the video analytics market. The key point here is that the company has the technology that makes it possible to analyze the video sequence from video cameras.
The Vocord company's system of 3-dimensional model reconstruction came in time. Today, it has all chances to become a widely used solution because computers have reached the necessary power and high-resolution cameras became widely available.
The quality and resolution of digital cameras is getting better and better, improving at the same time the quality of image processing embedded in the camera. Computing systems become more powerful, with their power consumption going down. This technology trend results in the emergence of new cameras with onboard image processing capability.
When the venture capital funds invest in the company, they assess not only the technology and markets, not just the business model. They also assess the team, its ability to meet a challenge and to succeed.
When I joined this company in my first meetings with the bosses, I was really astonished. I saw that there were still companies in Russia that were engaged in engineering work, not just purchasing software from Western companies and reselling it in Russia. It's the work of scientists, the work of engineers who are still in demand. It's a very rare situation, and there are few such companies. I think it was one and probably the main reasons for venture funds to choose us.
The company's business is related to the most problematic innovative area, the production of high-tech devices. This is what the Russian entrepreneurs try to avoid because of customs and legal problems.
Real product manufacturing is the most difficult segment, especially that of high-tech products. It's because the entire industry in the country must work on high-tech products. It includes materials technology, sophisticated technological processes, and precision machining. We need all these technologies, and if we can see some changes in the general situation, they are still minimal. It was especially difficult in the 1990s and early 2000s, and we can still feel that it's difficult today.
The company needs investment not only for the development of new technologies, but also for expansion to the global market. Experience and connections of venture capital funds can help.
In Russia, there are quite a few companies with highly interesting technologies. But either through lack of knowledge or fear, they don't want to go into the global market. They think that they'll run into insurmountable difficulties. In practice, that's not the case. With the proper assistance and support, they can do it. And we hope that will happen for Vocord.
In the global market, the 3D technologies of model reconstruction the company offers are of interest not only to those responsible for the security. Their application area is much wider.
One of our targets is, for example, the virtual 3D store. That is, we can make a 3D model of a person, and then we can show how this or that dress would fit. And we can make a model of the person's face, so we can show different hairstyles and makeup and how they'll look on his face.
It's possible to build a virtual 3D store using other methods already known in the market, but the use of the company's solutions in the film industry, for instance, will make the unique methods used in making the film avatar accessible and affordable. So far, nobody has managed to do that.
We can take any real-world object, for example a grasshopper, shoot it in 3D, showing its movement from different angles. Then we can digitize it, convert it to a 3D model, and we can do that very quickly. Then we can blow up the grasshopper hugely to turn it into a kind of monster.
Moore's law keeps working, computer power increases, but people have to learn how to use it efficiently and effectively. Today, one of the most essential applications is the ability of computers to see the world as people do.
In our opinion, and we really believe it, three-dimensional vision technology will change the world. This is just the innovation, the essential cognitive element of technology that will make it possible for computers to recognize actual physical objects and get close to creating artificial intelligence.
What will be the main goal of the developers tomorrow? Will it be helping those who protect our world, or those who try to transform the world on the screen? As they say in business, the market will give an answer. But in any case, the world around us is volumetric. That's why the technologies of 3D model reconstruction of Vocord company are so necessary.